The tale opens amid a hailstorm of tomatoes in Bunal, Spain, where the annual La Tomatina food fight is in full swing. Beneath the pulpy chaos moves MI6 operative Noelle, embedded with her team to locate notorious Russian arms trafficker Viktor Gradup. Moments into the mission, they realize the whole setup is a snare. Their only hope is to activate Echelon, an ultra-classified satellite tracking network, but headquarters grants just 60 seconds of access. In that single minute, Noelle watches everything collapse. Her squad is annihilated and Gradup's hackers breach Echelon, the very prize they came to steal. Noelle corners one of the assailants, only to take a point-blank bullet that drops her, leaving her dimly aware that Gradup himself was on site. Across the Channel, in London, Prime Minister Sam Fremantle frets over a looming NATO press event with US President Will Daringa. Will, barely 6 months in office, was a beloved action movie star before politics, and Sam privately considers him shallow, obsessed with poll numbers. Will, in turn, still smarts over Sam's public endorsement of his election rival, supposedly for enjoying fish and chips like a proper Brit. Yet protocol demands the two leaders share a stage. At the press briefing, Will wants to dodge any mention of the Spanish fiasco. Sam, sensing blood in the water, hands the microphone to a reporter who asks about it point-blank. Flustered, Will vows on live television to bring the villains to justice, parroting a line from one of his old blockbusters and making himself a laughingstock. Their advisors scramble to patch things up by arranging a joint flight on Air Force One, betting that a friendly photo op on the aircraft stairs will calm the media storm. Mid-flight, Gradup's mole aboard Air Force One transmits its coordinates and hacks the avionics. Armed mercenaries intercept the jet and tear into it with heavy fire. As engines die, Secret Service ushers the President and Prime Minister to the last two parachutes. They bail out seconds before the burning craft plummets. News outlets broadcast the wreckage within hours. Both leaders are presumed dead, and Vice President Elizabeth Tate begins emergency succession proceedings. Will and Sam land miles apart in a Belarusian forest, hostile territory whose airspace is already sealed. Their phones are potential beacons for enemy trackers, so they smash them and set out on foot toward the Polish border. Stumbling upon the ruined jet, Will vows revenge. Back in Washington, the vice president authorizes a reboot of Echelon. Gradup exploits the restart to seize full control of the system. After trekking for hours, the two leaders attempt to hotwire a car but are caught by local toughs who have no clue they're holding the president and prime minister. Sam's old army training kicks in, while Will clumsily channels his movie fight memories, somehow landing lucky blows. Just as the thugs reach for lethal weapons, a shepherdess named Kasia pulls up with a pistol, rescues the pair, and smuggles them across the border in her truck, concealed beneath livestock and at the cost of one unfortunate sheep. In Warsaw, she drops them at a CIA safe house, confessing she recognized Will the instant she saw him and considered it an honor to help. Inside the bunker, Handler Marty, a starstruck analyst, greets them. Sam drags him back to reality and demands a contingency plan, but Marty admits no manual covers both heads of state declare dead. As they confer, NATO allies reel from decades worth of leaked covert files. Diplomatic alliances teeter. Will wants to announce they're alive, but Sam suspects traitors in high office. Their argument ends when alarms blare. Gradup's kill squad has located the refuge. Marty kits himself out in full tactical gear, issues final instructions, and single-handedly picks off intruders via security monitors until the cameras are blasted and the odds turn. Amid the gunfire, Sam and Will sprint to a concealed lift, but emerge at street level to more gun barrels and must surrender. A speeding patrol car slams the ambushes, driven by Noelle, miraculously alive. She and Sam share a complicated past that briefly flickers between them before business resumes. Noelle whisks the leaders away, convinced Gradup orchestrated both the plane attack and the Echelon breach to avenge his son's death during a failed nuclear weapons project. On the run, suspicions swirl about who inside government enabled the plot. Will eyes Sam's aide Simon, who insisted on the joint flight. Noelle insists answers lie in Trieste, Italy, so the trio hops a train. During the ride, Sam and Noelle reminisce about the life together they almost chose before duty split them apart. Their moment is cut short when Arthur, a coerced hacker who unlocked Echelon for Gradup, appears. Desperate to repent, Arthur reveals Gradup's mole is deeply embedded in Washington and hands over a key to his encrypted laptop in Croatia. Seconds later, he's gunned down. Knowing enemies await at the next station, the trio leaps from the moving train. Vice President Tate's NATO coalition unravels as member states pull out one by one. Meanwhile, Sam, Will, and Noelle reach Arthur's Croatian safe point, hack his files, and confirm Simon's long-term correspondence with Gradup. Gradup's chopper arrives, Cables latch onto the entire office pod, and it's hauled skyward. Sam clings to ground but is blown back by a missile. Will and Noel dive from the dangling cubicle just before it explodes. Believing Sam dead, they push onward with heavy hearts. At dawn, Will radios Tate for extraction and fingers Simon as the mole, only to discover Tate orchestrated everything. Her convoy tries to capture him, a brutal scuffle erupts until a fire truck barrels in. Sam at the wheel, battered but alive. Together with Noel, the leaders fight off the hit squad and drive to the NATO summit in Brussels. They barge into the conference hall as Gradup opens fire, fatally wounding Tate. Pandemonium erupts. Noel duels one henchman while Will and Sam sabotage Gradup's escape helicopter, crashing it on the tarmac and ending the chase. 2 months later, President Deringer visits 10 Downing Street. The improbable comrades share a quiet drink, having averted NATO's collapse and forged an unlikely friendship. Noel, back on covert duty, still trades encrypted messages with Sam. Thus concludes their whirlwind saga, proof that even the highest office can become a battlefield, and trust the rarest currency of all.
Hit at the exact spot where I had the metal plate installed after my whole rotisserie grill debacle.
I believe you.